It's never clear because you don't know what is on the other side. So, of course, it's never clear and you always are in doubt until and unless the offer letter comes.
Actually, whatever amount the student is receiving, so is this sufficient to manage their living expenses and fooding? Only scholarship, they don't need to choose Italy. Scholarship suppose नहीं भी मिल रहा है, उनको Italy choose करना चाहिए.
I would say yes. I wouldn't say diversified. I would say that people here, there were, I think, around 80% Italians in my course. And they were quite good at what they do. And at one point, I was feeling inferiority complex that I don't know anything, and this guy beside me is doing sums like they have been practicing from birth.
There are also some of my friends, specifically, they have graduated from Polytechnic University of Milan. Poly, you know, one of the best in Italy. They were facing some difficulties because of the language barrier,
Yes.
maybe, and right now it's under recession.
Yes, I got the scholarship for 2 years. Yes.
हेलो फ्रेंड्स, आज मेरे साथ हैं सोमदत्त सेन जो कि कोलकाता से बिलोंग्स करते हैं और वो मास्टर्स कर रहे हैं यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ मोडेना में, मास्टर्स इन ऑटोमोटिव इंजीनियरिंग. राइट?
Yes.
और मैं थोड़ा सा पॉडकास्ट स्टार्ट करने से पहले उनके बारे में थोड़ा मैं बोल देता हूँ कि उनको मैं जानता हूँ ऑलमोस्ट 2021 से, मतलब बाय कॉल,
Yes.
वर्चुअली,
So
तो
far.
उनसे मिला था 2022 में.
Yes.
ओके, सो वेलकम टू कलिंगेयूरो.
Thank you.
सो समदत्त, थोड़ा मुझे बताइए कि आपका जर्नी कैसे इटली के बारे में स्टार्ट हुआ था. जस्ट फ्लैशबैक योर स्टोरी, राइट? थोड़ा सा पास्ट में जाइए. थोड़ा सा आपको दिक्कत हो सकता है शायद मेमोराइज करने के लिए, तो कैसे आपका इटली का जर्नी स्टार्ट हुआ?
पहले मैं मैकेनिकल इंजीनियरिंग लिया था बैचलर्स में, वो कलिंगा यूनिवर्सिटी में. किट because with the aim and motivation that I wanted to go out later on for higher education after I finished my bachelor's. After I finished my bachelor's in 2020, there was the COVID period. एक साल के लिए था, तो in that year I couldn't do much. Maybe here and there I used to teach students basically sciences. And then I wanted to do something mechanical or something related to mechanical or civil engineering, which is the line of my father, which is my father's job. And so I started searching in Europe about universities that offer these courses. And of course, like, I wanted to find something which is low cost, of course, because I also come from a middle class family. So I didn't have much money to pay. For example, probably never in UK because my parents do not have the money to pay that. So here I saw in Italy, in Modena, in Emilia-Romagna, there are universities which support automotive engineering. Good prospect because there are many companies here. Are here in Emilia-Romagna, so I thought that probably this is the place to go. So that's why I started applying in Italy through KALINGAEURO, who helped me a lot in this situation, in preparing the documents and everything.
How did you get to know about Kalingaeuro?
My bachelor's degree was in Kalinga University, and one of my professor, I don't remember his name. So I got the information about KALINGAEURO from KIT.
Okay, and after that you visited our office.
After that, I visited the office, and then with time, I got to have more and more information about the situation. Yes.
Okay, so then you started the journey, right? So actually वहाँ पे थोड़ा सा मैं आपको फिर से आपको और एक थोड़ा डीप लेवल पे जाना चाहूँगा. आई एम आस्किंग दिस फ्रॉम स्टूडेंट पर्सपेक्टिव. ओके, जब एक स्टूडेंट जब एक बार कोई काउंसलर से बात करता है नॉर्मली इंडिया में, राइट, कुछ ट्रस्ट फैक्टर आपके दिल में तो होगा डेफिनेटली. कुछ मतलब जो ये लोग बोल रहे हैं उसमें रियलिटी क्या है, ऐसा कुछ था वो, लाइक, और एवरीथिंग वाज क्लियर इनिशियली?
No, it is never clear because you don't know what is on the other side. So, of course, it's never clear and you always are in doubt until and unless the offer letter comes. Of course, yes, there was a lot of doubt, but at the same time, you need to keep hope. Telling yourself, you need to keep the trust, you need to keep the faith, otherwise this will never happen at the end.
Okay. And then you got your offer letter.
Then I got my offer letter. I think I got 2 offer letters, as far as I remember. One from Roma for something related to civil engineering, another course which is not mainstream civil engineering but something related to it, and one from here.
So why you decided specifically automotive engineering? Because you are passionate about in your field to doing something, as you said, related to mechanical, something like that. And
Yes.
And why you choose Modena specifically?
Modena is in Emilia Romagna. Emilia Romagna is full of companies, and the course that I'm studying is funded by most of the big companies from Emilia Romagna region. So that's why that was a motivation for me to go after this university, to go after this course.
So right now, like almost you have completed 3 years here.
I have completed almost 3 years here.
Okay. So did you get the scholarship for 2 years?
Yes, I got the scholarship for 2 years. Yes.
Okay. So let's talk about actually the whatever amount the student is receiving. So is this sufficient to manage their living expenses and fooding?
Varies from person to person usually, but in for me it was sufficient.
Okay. Okay.
Depends on your lifestyle at the end of the day.
Okay. Okay.
If you're going to party every day, of course it's not going to be enough. But
No, I'm talking about only fooding and lodging, not like as a student perspective, not kind of party perspective.
just if I talk about house and fooding, like you're saying, absolutely enough, more than enough, I would say.
Okay. And your tuition fee is not.
There is no tuition fees technically.
There is no tuition fee. Okay. Suppose आप जब इटली आए थे आपको पता था कि you will get the scholarship, right? That's why you have decided that. Suppose आपको पता होता कि suppose just imagine right now, suppose अभी अभी आप decision ले रहे हैं, okay? Suppose you are in a situation and you are coming to Modena, but that you are getting the information that you might will not get scholarship. Okay, so whether you will choose get this option or not.
I think I will. Now that I know, I will probably, because at the end of the day, in Italy, even if the prices are getting higher and higher every year, it's not much. At the end of the day, it's around probably 8 to 10 lakhs per year. Of course, depends on from family to family, but always you have to think about the return you're getting after you get a job. The amount of money you will get is much more, and it will be easier. after
ओके तो इसका मतलब अभी इसमें हम ऐसे मतलब उसका कंक्लूजन निकाल सकते हैं कि सपोज कोई स्टूडेंट इंडियन स्टूडेंट जो अभी वीडियो देख रहे हैं बिकॉज ऑफ ओनली स्कॉलरशिप दे डोंट नीड टू चूज इटली स्कॉलर सपोज नहीं भी मिल रहा है उनको इटली चूज करना चाहिए
I would say yes.
बिकॉज ऑफ द क्वालिटी ऑफ एजुकेशन
Quality of education and also the opportunity of jobs, but always important to learn Italian.
So let's talk about quality of education. Because you have studied at KIIT, Kalinga Institute of Industrial Institute of Technology, KIT specifically, हम बोलते हैं और आप मोडेना भी पढ़े हो. तो what is the difference?
Here, as in my course, the people were very smart, more smart than me. So I would say a lot of difference, honestly. The bachelors that they do is quite high level. They know a lot of things. They learn a lot of things. The way of teaching is still a bit old school, kind of very theoretical. At the end, the professors, the university, the help they give is much more than I would say I got in KIT. KIT was also very good, and it also one of the reasons why they accepted me in the interview. But at the end, the difference is quite high, I would say.
Okay, in the term of kind of exposure, you would say like because your cohort is so like diversified, so that you will able to get the opportunity to learn from your colleague. So for
In
that
a-
reason,
In Modena, the thing is that yes, the people are not. I wouldn't say diversified. I would say that people here, they were, I think, around 80% Italians in my course, and they were quite good at what they do. They are quite good at what they do. And at one point, I was feeling inferiority complex that I don't know anything, and this guy beside me is doing sums like they have been practicing from birth. That was a real quality of difference of quality, I would say. Just that it takes time, but eventually you can do it.
ओके देन इंडियन एजुकेशन एंड डेटा एजुकेशन में डिफरेंस क्या है थोड़ा सा आप एक लाइन डीप जाना चाहेंगे सपोज आपके भी दोस्त अभी मास्टर्स कर रहे होंगे इंडिया में
Yes,
तो आप उनके साथ टच में हैं
बहुत कम, but yes.
ओके तो आपके बीच में डिस्कस भी हो रहा होगा कि ऐसा तू इटली गया है कैसा क्या है ऐसा तो नॉर्मल आई थिंक कन्वर्सेशन हो रहा होगा कभी
I do not know how master's education is in India because I have never experienced it. So for me to
बट इसमें ऐसे बोल सकते हैं कि जो बैचलर्स करके जब आप आए थे और ये स्टूडेंट बैचलर्स करके आए थे सेम मैकेनिकल से आए थे बट उनके पास ज़्यादा
knowledge, sir.
knowledge था ओके because of their syllabus because of their syllabus and their
Because
curriculum.
of the way they are taught, I think. Because of the different ways they are taught, because of the training they get, and because in engineering I know that the students that get out are very competent students that come. That's why their engineering department in Italy, in general, engineers are really good. They're you can understand by the companies that are here. They're really good. They need people who are really good. Otherwise, no.
ओके, स्पेसिफिकली ऑटोमोटिव इंजीनियरिंग का जो थोड़ा हम कोर्स के बारे में बात करेंगे, जैसे ऑटोमोटिव इंजीनियरिंग में जैसे आपका इंटर यूनिवर्सिटी कोर्स है, राइट? थोड़ा उसके बारे में थोड़ा बहुत बोल सकते हैं कि इसका क्या क्या अपॉर्चुनिटी है, स्पेसिफिकली टॉकिंग अबाउट ऑटोमोटिव इंजीनियरिंग।
Well, I'm studying with the university name of Motor Vehicle University of Emilia Romagna. Now, when I say Emilia Romagna, it means that it includes 4 universities. One is University of Modena, University of Bologna, University of Parma, and Ferrara. There are 4 universities. This whole region contains a lot of companies, starting from Ferrari, Lamborghini, Ducati, Dallara, Maserati, much more. Small companies whose name you will know when you research more and more regarding it. I forgot the question. It was automotive engineering.
या सो मतलब आपके यूनिवर्सिटी में क्या मतलब अपॉर्चुनिटी है, जैसे कि जैसे आप बोले अभी इंटर यूनिवर्सिटी कोर्स के बारे में, तो उससे मतलब और क्या अपॉर्चुनिटी है स्पेसिफिकली फॉर ऑटोमोटिव इंजीनियरिंग?
Niente, nothing. Just you have to finish the course, and then after that you will get a lot of job opportunity. As simple as
Okay,
that.
because you are passing out from this course only, because you have a degree of this course, that's why you will get the good job opportunity, or if you will qualify from other university.
Other university, I don't know. Other courses, probably you will not get that much opportunity if you do not know Italian.
Okay.
There are job opportunities, but in other courses, it's very important that you know Italian. If you do not know Italian, it will be very difficult for you to find a job. But in my course, I can get away without speaking Italian too.
Why?
Because most of the companies here are multinational companies, and they require engineers who can speak English. So for us, it's not a problem. But for other courses, they are not exactly multinational. If you find there are, it's not like they are not. If you find, very well. If you don't find, it will be difficult to find a job here.
Okay, so during your degree, okay, during a 2 years of degree, like is there any opportunity provided by university to come, like to do work in a big companies like
Yes.
Ferrari?
For our course, there were always collaboration with all these companies because they actually fund the Muner course. So we had collaborations from every company, and we had the opportunity to go to every company, visit them, understand their work culture and everything.
Okay. So how many Indian students are studying in your batch specifically, in your class?
Three.
Three.
Three including me.
Okay, that means it's very difficult to get into this course.
I would say yes.
Okay. That one is tough. So he's the lucky guy.
Because in my course, there were 120 places. Out of them, I think 100 were around 90 to 100 were Italians, 10 were from Europe, and the rest of the 10 were external, Europe external.
Like non-EU.
Yes,
non-European.
extra EU, see, non-EU.
Yeah.
But it included people from South America, India, Pakistan. I think a lot of people applied, but a few got selected. So it was difficult, yes.
सपोज अभी कोई जैसे आप मैकेनिकल बैकग्राउंड से हैं, राइट? सपोज कोई कीट का स्टूडेंट, सपोज जस्ट इमेजिन somebody is watching from KIT यूनिवर्सिटी, ओके? Maybe he or she is in the फाइनल ईयर, ओके? जैसे अभी 2025 मार्च में हम रिकॉर्ड कर रहे हैं, जैसे नॉर्मली स्टूडेंट्स इसी टाइम पर ही मतलब उनका सेमेस्टर एंड होता है, राइट? लाइक अप्रैल समथिंग लाइक दैट, एंड उसी टाइम में ही इंडियन स्टूडेंट ज़्यादा सोचते हैं कि मुझे मास्टर्स कहाँ पे करना है। तो व्हाट विल यू सजेस्ट देम, which course is really good, and if they will opt that, and they can get a job after getting, like after 6 months of their graduation or within 1 year of their graduation?
Well, engineering courses here, if you have an engineering background, definitely go for engineering courses in Italy or Germany. They're always, Germany is, I would say, the standards are higher. You will get more money. So that's an advantage. But also Italy is also very good. So you can also go for Italy. But my suggestion is for any other universities you want to, any other course you want to study in Italy, please know the language. Try to understand the language as
Okay,
much
can
as
you
possible.
specify any specific engineering courses, or it's all about all engineering?
Engineering here in general is very good.
But means any like automation or
Anywhere you go, you will find a job.
or like anywhere, like mechanical, electrical,
It's full
electronics?
of companies. I cannot name you how many companies is only in Modena. I cannot name you how many companies are there. Job is not a problem in Italy, particularly for engineers, not a problem. It's just you have to get in, you have to finish the course, and just that, which is the difficult part.
Okay, because there are also some of my friends specifically, they have graduated from Polytechnic University of Milan, Poly, you know, one of the best in Italy. They were facing some difficulties
Mm-hmm.
because of the language barrier,
Yes.
maybe, and right now it's under recession
Mm-hmm.
in specifically in Europe. Maybe they have to do everything by their own. At university, not giving them that opportunity, like partially funded by the company. So there is a kind of
Yes.
hand-to-hand connection.
Yes. No, we get internship opportunities directly from for us for Mooner students. We get opportunities directly.
And let's talk about the life. How Italy treating international students?
Depends on the place, but in the north Italy, usually there is no racism. I personally haven't faced any racism in Italy, so probably I'm lucky. People have been very kind. People have been very good here. Of course, you will always find people who are a bit different to you, different ways of things. But in general, it has been a very good experience.
Okay, and how the student life?
You need to find your balance, but it's quite good.
In 3 years you have to study. So you have studied at Modena and Bologna, and then you went for
Norway.
Norway, right? So how was that?
The Erasmus program was very beautiful. Norway in general is a very, very, very beautiful country. It was very difficult at the same time because the courses, the subjects I choose, particularly engineering in Norway, is very difficult and the standards are quite high. At least I found it. Maybe somebody else will find it very easy. For me, it was difficult. Yes, it was quite good. I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed the exposure to other people coming there, trying to study. Everything was good.
ओके जैसे एरस्मस में आपको डिफरेंट भी मतलब फंड मिलता है अपार्ट फ्रॉम योर स्कॉलरशिप राइट
Yes.
सो डिड यू गेट द एक्स्ट्रा फंड और नॉट
Yes, I did.
हाउ मच इज दैट
Around 900 in total.
लाइक पर मंथ
Yes, 1 month.
okay so that means you had the scholarship on top of that you are getting 900 euro every month am I correct
Yes, you're right. Actually, you were right. Yes,
Okay.
I was getting around 1400 at the end of the day. Yeah.
या सो लेट मी क्लैरिफाई यू सो यहाँ पे क्या होता है जैसे यूजुअली अभी तो स्कॉलरशिप अमाउंट बढ़ गया है राइट पहले अब आई थिंक 6000 यूरो समथिंग था अभी ऑलमोस्ट 7000 टू 8000 यूरो हो गया है राइट सो यूजुअली यहाँ पे क्या होता है स्कॉलरशिप आपको हर साल 7000 यूरो एवरेज पकड़ के चल सकते हैं मिलता है लेकिन वो इंस्टॉलमेंट वाइज मिलता है इट विल नॉट कम टू योर अकाउंट एट ए टाइम सो यू विल गेट 50% 40% then when you will like qualify certain credits then you will get the remaining right so जब आप एरस्मस में जाते हैं ये तो स्कॉलरशिप आपका सेव रहता है साथ में आपको एरस्मस यू की तरफ से स्पेसिफिकली फंडिंग मिलता है जहाँ पे आपका जो लिविंग एक्सपेंस सब कुछ आप कवर करोगे राइट इट्स काइंड ऑफ लाइक पीपल इफ आर गोइंग देयर लाइक एरस्मस दे हैव द एडवांटेज
Yes.
टू गेट बोथ स्कॉलरशिप सो इट्स गुड थिंग बट एंड ऑल्सो उसके साथ आपको डिफरेंट यूनिवर्सिटी में भी अपॉर्चुनिटी मिल रहा है टू हैंग आउट लाइक टू एक्सपोजर द डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ पीपल एंड डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ lectures, different kind of learning activities.
Absolutely.
Okay, तो अभी जैसे what you are planning? Are you planning to do job here or you are planning to after completing your study you are planning to come back to India?
No, the whole aim of mine was doing a job here. My family also said the same thing. So I will find a job here probably and stay here.
Okay, so after that, after getting the job, then you will think maybe you have to go back to India or you want to settle here. So you are like not decided yet?
The whole reason my family right now, the whole reason my family sent me here is to find a job and settle here.
Okay.
So I have no intentions of going back to India. I am in accordance with to the plans of my family.
Okay, so do you have any idea a graduate like after getting graduation from this degree specifically automotive engineering from Muner, so how much can you earn? Do you have any idea basically?
Starting is around 1,500 as far as I have heard for engineers here.
So it's the net salary?
It's net salary, around net salary after taxes.
Okay.
But for engineering, the promotions are quite fast, so you will get promoted faster and faster. That is the only main advantage here.
Okay, so and let's talk about a little bit academic. So like what is your specifically roles of study? Like what you are studying? Like what you will do after completing this degree?
Theoretically speaking, if I do exactly what I have studied, then I will be a kind of a production engineer, managing an assembly line, probably things like this, speaking to third party clients, speaking to companies, other companies for negotiations, things like this, all related to production and manufacturing in the plant. This is my area, logistics and things stuff. But in engineering, it's never like that. In engineering, you might study your whole life for something, and you might find a job in some completely different role, and you have to adapt. That's what it is. So I don't know.
Okay,
Probably
so it your strong part is production,
yes.
as you said. In production, don't you think you need practical knowledge? If you are getting the practical exposure more, then it will help you, to pick those jobs easily.
In mechanical engineering, without practical knowledge is zero.
Yeah. So, what are the opportunity did you get here to
Okay.
learn the practical?
Muner, since they have collaboration with a lot of companies here, we had regular visits to Lamborghini every week. I think 3-4 times. Lamborghini manufacturing plant. We had monthly visits to Ferrari and also regular visits to Pagani. So these three companies, and also Ducati sometimes other companies too, Maserati too. These companies we have always gone around, so we have got quite an exposure of how things work. More than practical knowledge about what to do, what not to do, it's important to understand the work culture, because it's a completely different work culture here than India. I
Can you explain a bit that work culture?
Here is more precise. In India, it's more lengthy. The processes, both are different processes, and both have advantages and disadvantages in their own way. But here, it's much more precise. Particularly the companies who are manufacturing in a small scale. Let's say, for Pagani example, makes around 50 cars a year, more or less. They make everything by hand, so the logistics to understand what is it exactly required to have a facility like this, have a assembly line like this, it's also very important. Every company here has its own assembly lines and its own manufacturing unit and in its own manufacturing quantity. So in accordance, everything changes. So it's important to understand the whole situation regarding the particularly regarding the production line of the different companies.
That means the attention to detail, they do small things also. It matters
The
kind of.
big companies, the smallest thing, they put details. If not, they will not sell a car for 500,000 euros minimum. So
Yeah, this is the main part of luxury, right? This is all about the luxury cars.
absolutely, everything needs to be checked, everything needs to be in accordance. So it's quite difficult if you think from an external viewer, but quite interesting when you go deep and deep and deep. Quite interesting.
जैसे जब आप सुपर कार देखे यहाँ पे, जब आप गए थे पगानी में या फेरारी में या लैम्बोर्गिनी में, राइट? सो आप मतलब वहाँ पे कार बहुत सारे होंगे डेफिनेटली, जब आप पहली बार गए थे, व्हाट वाज योर रिएक्शन?
It was quite exciting. I'm not really an expressive guy, as you can see in the video, but it was quite exciting. Yes, I was really happy about it.
Okay, so because what I observed, जैसे वो आप थोड़ा you are really love to see sports car.
So, yes, I always love sports car, and I wanted to study it, and I'm happy that I'm here. And when I see them, it's of course produces an level of excitement, but after some time, you just want to work.
ओके, एंड वन मोर थिंग, जैसे जब मैंने आपको मिला था मिलान में, जैसे एवरी इयर्स मिलान ऑर्गेनाइज, दैट इज कॉल्ड मीमो, राइट? समथिंग मीमो.
Yes.
डू यू नो द फुल फॉर्म ऑफ मीमो?
No, I don't
आई
remember.
थिंक दैट इज कॉल्ड समथिंग, आई डोंट नो. ओके, आई फॉरगेट. You can search MIMO, okay? So that always organize the car show, right? They showcase all kind of cars, luxury cars, especially in Milan and Monza also. So you are there. So when I met you, right, in Milan. So what you are doing there?
My main job was there were cars of Pagani. There were 3 cars in 3 different places of Pagani. My main job was to explain what I saw in Pagani, how the people work together to make everything by hand, and also some specifications about the car. That was my main job.
Okay, so
And to ask people not to touch the car. That was very important.
okay, so how that job helps you? Do you think that job, what about you are doing there? Because you are doing there for 3 days, right?
Yes.
You are and they were not paying you, I think.
I didn't have to pay for hotels and food. That's the only thing that I get paid.
It's kind of a, okay. They will take care of your food and everything, but you have to work free of what a kind of voluntary internship, right?
Absolutely.
So how that do you think is that helped in your career or not?
Absolutely. I learned a lot about Pagani. I learned a lot about, as I said before, the work culture. I learned a lot about carbon fiber. I learned a lot about different types of carbon fiber that they are making. Learned the processes, laser cutting, and everything there when I went to Pagani plant a lot of times. Yes, I learned a lot of things. So, of course, I think if a suitable question arises regarding these things, I will be able to answer.
Okay, so this is for the students and the parents, and also our team member, if they are watching, like our Kalingaeuro team member. What you want to talk about Kalingaeuro? To be very honest, okay, don't say it like you don't need to pretend. You have to be direct, okay, complete raw. What you want to say about Kalingaeuro? How do you see
Well, it's a
Kalingaeuro?
very good organization. It helps a lot, and it gets the job done. Most importantly, so in that case, I would give very high ratings to Kalinga Euros. I was a bit disappointed because I didn't get the hostel, but and also I would suppose that when somebody comes to Italy, the reception will be a bit better. That's all. But that's all in terms of negativity, or let's say places of improvement. But otherwise, other things, it gets the job done. So that's what matters at the end of the day.
What you want to share with the Kalingaeuro community or Kalingaeuro team member?
I think you guys are doing a great job and keep on doing a great job, because students really want to go out. And I can understand the part that students can be a bit heavy because they can ask for a lot of things and call a lot of times, innumerable times. But also try to understand their point of view. So probably try to answer as much as possible, communicate as much as possible in a clear way as much as possible, like this day, this day, this date, so that it's much more easier as much as you can. That's it.
Okay, as you said, it's bit out of syllabus. Whatever I am going to ask you, as you said, you have learned here a different work culture, right? Suppose you are at Kalingaeuro. Suppose if Kalingaeuro is giving you the opportunity, suppose just assume that, okay? So you are one of the co-founder of Kalingaeuro. What are the changes will you add after these 2 years of your study?
Like as an organization
Yeah.
in Kalinga Euro.
Yeah.
If I think immediately, but like of course have to think a bit more. But if I think immediately, I would say the communication probably should be a bit better. I would try to make rules that if somebody calls this number of times, tell them that you're calling too many times directly on the face.
Sorry. Can you just
If somebody is calling a lot of times beyond, let's say a number, let's say 20 times, I would suggest my colleagues to tell that person that, look, you're calling this number of times and it's not in our policy to answer you beyond that. We will give you as much clear an answer as we can within this 20 times. Beyond that, we cannot. Beyond that, you have to understand the process and trust the process. If not, you don't have to pay, you don't have to come. Simple.
Okay. Then any other things?
Niente. I would just ask to be a bit more straightforward. That's what I felt was a bit missing last time.
Okay. Like you don't need to always fulfill the student's design. You need to always trust your process.
Absolutely.
If they're
You are doing a very good job. You're doing a very important business in terms, and you guys are good at it. So if you are really good at it, you should have the strength to say,
no.
we are very good at it. When we will, you should have a bit of arrogance, in my opinion.
Yeah. Right. True. True. You're definitely true. Kind of, it's a good thing. So that's why I always do podcast, and I always wanted to learn the live things from the students. Like I always ask these kind of questions so that we can learn. So, like every time there is a room for learning,
Absolutely.
right? So
Absolutely.
we need to learn it from each other. So, and our students is kind of, they are our like from a student perspective and from a management perspective, you are the good example, right? Because you are a student of ours, kind of.
Successful example.
Yeah, it's right. This is the right word. Okay. So now we are like end of our podcast. It was more academic. I hope you liked it. Okay, if you have any more question, then you can write in the comments so that we can answer you. But now we are going for some kind of funny part. Okay, so that I can make comfortable to Somdatta because he is not that expressive person as he said.
I'm comfortable. I'm not expressive. There's a difference.
Okay, tell me three things. Okay, what we need to learn from Europe?
Efficiency, exposure, food,
Sorry. Like
adaptability.
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 Okay, we need to learn from Europe.
Yes.
And what are the three things Europe needs to learn from India?
In some cases, being more direct. In some cases, in usually Europe is more direct, but in some cases, some particular cases, particularly in the road, people need to be more.
In particular means which domain are you talking about?
In roads, people do not blow horns and everything, which is all fine. Everything is fine, but they're too polite sometimes, which is not required. Even I tell to my anyway, they're too polite. So
That is not right. Okay. And second?
have more better food like India.
And third?
Diversity. And diversity, they need to accept diversity. In Europe, even though in the media they show that they are very diverse and everything, they are not. In detail, they are not. So they need to diversify a bit more.
Example, can you give one example?
Well, right-wing parties are everywhere right now in Europe. Wherever you go, you see in Germany they are going to win the right-wing party probably. Here is already there. It's all there. The diversity portion probably it's going down a bit. So probably
Diversity means the people's voice you are talking about. People's voice, people's freedom you are talking about.
diversity means what I mean to say is different people coming from different places, and that is the reality. So people need to accept more. In India, people accept it more, the fact that we have such a diverse society. Here, it's still a lot of people cannot. So that is probably one thing that they need to learn.
So they are like showing in media, okay, we need people, like we are looking for people, we are friendly, but in the contrary, actually, really they are not there.
What the media is saying is probably a bit different from what the local people are thinking. In my opinion, I can be wrong 100%. And I might be wrong. This is only my opinion.
Yeah, so no, yeah, it's same thing also. Like I will be also agree in some point of view because I have been also living here for 4 years in Europe. So some like in the top of the funnel, it's maybe right, but in the bottom of the funnel, it's still people are not ready why they are coming. So we don't need kind of this kind of arrogance also still there. Some part of the Europe, yeah, it's there. So it needs to and it's a consistent process. So media is
Absolutely.
playing a big role for that. So
100%.
So they have
Excuse
to
me.
give
Yeah.
the real scenario so that people can get the real information, not the propaganda.
Absolutely.
Okay, so again, Samdad, thank you for this, and
Thanks to you.
it was a nice meeting with you, and I'm so happy having conversation with you. So I wanted to spend more time with you, but you were like your schedule is very high, so I will not disturb you. But again, we'll sit again sometime when you will get a job,
Absolutely.
and that time you will offer me a party. As you know, I am a kind of little bit party means house party, not clubbing.
party,
Okay,
yeah.
so I will wait for that.
Even if you ask for a party in club, I will not have said no. So sorry, I would have said no. So house party it is. If it's a party, it's a house party.
Yeah. So I would like the where we can both have chat and enjoy our moment. So how was your podcast? Like, did you enjoy this podcast or not?
Yeah, well, I'm always happy to answer questions regarding if it helps anyone, of course. So of course, if it helps somebody, I would be really happy.
Okay, anything you want to share in the last conversation? Like anything you would like to share?
Going abroad is not for everybody. Try to understand what you really want first. Do you really want to go abroad or not? If you really want to go abroad, apply, of course, 100%. But ask yourself first, do you really want to? Can you handle it? Can you handle the pressure? Can you handle being away from your family? If you can, absolutely. If all the questions are yes, absolutely. But trying to go abroad just because you just had a fight with your mother and you want to go out of your house, probably is not a good idea. So think it thoroughly before going here. It's a journey where you have to show faith and hope. If you cannot, probably it's not the best idea. It's a waste of time.
Can you go a little bit one layer deep in this question.
A lot of people feel
Because I really like this one. Yeah. Please continue.
a lot of people feel homesick after coming here, and of course you will be. But exactly that's the point that you should have thought about before. You will feel homesick, and you should mentally prepare yourself to have this situation when you are there. If not, if you come completely unprepared mentally, if you just think Europe is a place where you will go around in places, beautiful places and everything, and think only about the good things in Europe, probably it's not real. It's not reality. Reality is something very different. Reality is adaptability. Reality is you have to make your own food. There is no shadow of your family to go back to when you have to cry, when you have to laugh. Nothing to share, at least for the first few months. Nobody to share something with. So it's always better to think thoroughly through your decision, that what do you really want to do, and then understand that do you really have the motivation to go. If you really have, then go. Otherwise, many people go back, and at the end of the day, I will be direct, it has no effect at all. So it's a waste of time and money. Probably that's not the best thing to do.
Okay, and as you said, I think like just I remember this question. जैसे जो बोला था कि थोड़ा इटली में आपके लिए रिसेप्शन अच्छा होता कॉलिंग तरफ से वो थोड़ा अच्छा होता लाइक
Yes, a bit better.
दे आर कॉलिंग यूरो नीड इम्प्रूवमेंट कैन यू जस्ट एक्सप्लेन लाइक व्हाट काइंड ऑफ रिसेप्शन स्टूडेंट्स नीड so that we will try to fulfill for our next students?
Probably being more available, I would say, because there's a lot of bureaucratical things that the student faces, some things that even the students don't know. For example, there are many bonus given by particular governments that you need to know. There's Carta di Identità that we need to cover. You need to tell the students. Probably I didn't know about that. I came to know about it later. This and a few goal, for example, these are the bureaucratical things you are going to face in the next few months. So probably just an idea.
Okay,
This is a thing, just be mentally prepared. These things probably should be needs a little bit of improvement.
Okay, can we talk about what you said? जैसे जैसे मैं अभी बात बोलूँगा, जैसे जब कोई इटली आता है पहले उनको टैक्स कोड like this is the fact. If you are watching, suppose if you are coming to Italy, then this part might help you. First you have to apply for tax code, then you have to go to Poste Italiane, apply for the resident permit, जो called permesso di soggiorno.
Permesso di soggiorno.
All right, and third is you have to open the bank account.
Yes.
Then you have to complete your university enrollment with this all the documents. Then it's
Yes.
done. Then you will start your procedure, right? Like you will start your study.
Yes.
And what are the other things you have to do apart from this?
At the end of the day, everybody needs to be autonomous without the help of KALINGAEURO.
Yeah.
So that should be the aim. But if you tell them about the bus pass, the pass about the trains for people going to Bologna, Carta di Identità, which is very, very important according to me.
Can you talk about it more about Carta di Identità?
Carta di Identità, or identity card, it's a card given by the Italian government for a period of 10 years, I think, for now, which is important because basically your identity card, anywhere in Italy you go, will help you find a job, identify yourself basically in basic senses. And also the most important thing is that if you are planning to settle here in Italy, your number of years will be counted from the time you have started your Carta di Identità. That is very important.
So Carta di Identità and permesso di soggiorno is completely different, right?
Absolutely.
Permesso di soggiorno, Carta di Identità is all about the residence, right?
Residence
like
permit. Residence.
means place of address.
Residenza, yes. Residenza, then Carta di Identità. But the problem is that if you're really planning to settle here, if you make Carta di Identità, let's say 3 years after, the first 3 years will not be counted anymore in terms of citizenship or permanent
residence.
Permanent residence.
Okay. So जैसे कि यहाँ पे Carta di Identità, जैसे आपका सपोज आप अभी यहाँ पे आपको परमिशन di soggiorno मिलने के बाद आपको Carta di Identità मिल सकता है.
No, in fact, without the permesso di soggiorno.
Okay, so if you will show the contract, then also you can get
Yes,
the Carta
house contract.
ओके तो उसके बाद अच्छा वो आपको हेल्प करेगा जैसे आप जो बोले कि पीआर के लिए एंड रेसिडेंसा के लिए एंड ऑल्सो दैट इज द रूल्स इज डिफरेंट इन एवरी रीजन. दैट मीन्स मोडेना में जो रूल्स है इसका मतलब नहीं मिलान में वही होगा. उनका वे ऑफ एप्लीकेशन एंड एवरीथिंग इज कंप्लीटली
Absolutely.
एंड उनका टर्म एंड कंडीशन जैसे यहाँ पे नहीं लग रहा है रेसिडेंट परमिट, इसका मतलब नहीं कि वहाँ पे नहीं लगेगा. दे माइट हैव समथिंग डिफरेंट रूल. सो इनका कम्युने जो होता है स्पेसिफिकली हर प्लेसेस पे उनका डिफरेंट रूल होता है.
Absolutely.
तो यू हैव टू चेक फॉर दैट.
Yes.
So any other bureaucratic things in
Yes,
Italy?
always search for bonuses. Even before coming here, bonuses are available in every region. Like he said, every region, the bonus is different depending on the region. Search for bonuses for students. Stranieri student is stranieri bonus. It's very important because the government sometimes gives a lot of bonus which you need to keep in check. Otherwise, you will never know this.
So actually, I have also received that is called emergency fund. Yeah, for COVID.
Yes.
So we are getting like every month kind of 400 euro. You know, so we are getting that. And apart from this, you know, Modena is suppose if you are not getting scholarship, but you cannot get the housing contribution, right? You can, but in Rome, you can get.
Okay.
Suppose आपके पास scholarship नहीं है, आपके पास contract है. If you are showing the contract, at least they will pay you 70 or 80% of the money. So it's kind of part of the scholarship.
Yes, yes.
So
Also
every
here, sometimes they give this to people holding the speed. The speed is very important from Carta di Identity. Speed
Also
ID.
speed.
From Carta di Identità, you can get the speed from Residenza. Before that, no, that's not the rule anymore. You cannot go to because previously the rule was you can go to Posta Italiane and post office in Italy, and they will make you the speed in 5 minutes. Now it's not that anymore. You need the Carta di Identità permanent.
जो speed के through ही हम लोग emergency fund apply किए थे.
Exactly. You can apply for bonuses only if you have the speed. So, and also for university, it's much more easier to access everything with the speed. Speed is very important, very, very important. But you can only get it once you make the Carta di Identità. So it makes a part of the process. If you have the speed, then there was a bonus a few months ago, which will help you pay the rent. They will give you for 3 months 1,200 euros.
Like
1,200
like for whole Italy or for Modena?
For Emilia Romagna.
Okay, okay. So you have to check that website. Okay, right? There is one website
for every government, for every region. There is a particular website. You have to check that website.
Yeah. So ये जो सारा चीज़ हम डिस्कस किए, it's better if you will write it down. So when you will get the visa, try to research about that, so that it will help you, right?
Absolutely.
So try to take the notes from this videos. So maybe you will not find this video in the internet, maybe. So I don't know, but if you are watching this video, then try to note it down. Just don't plug your earphone and just watch. Don't do that. Try, if you note it down, then that can help you. Otherwise you can take note in your notebook also, like in your online board. Okay, Somdatta, so thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks you too.
Thank you from my viewers also, from my viewers side. Okay,
Thank you.
And I am wishing you to get a job as soon as possible.
Thank you.
And see your future.
Thank you. I hope you have a good future too.
Yeah.